We have quite a few things to talk about today. Sean Kingston finally sentenced to jail. We've been following that, I feel like, forever. Gladys Knight said, wait. I'm okay. I'm okay. The Frost family is a lot going on there. We're gonna handle that very delicately. Tiana Taylor been doing too much talking on social media, now has to pay Iman. Sheesh. And then Wendy Williams will remain in her conservatorship because the judge said she's not okay. She can't be out there doing that. She can't. She can't. So let's talk. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are gathered here today for another edition of Look at This Here, which is my take on pop culture, my thoughts, opinions, and theories. For those of you that are new to this segment, very high level commentary. I'm not spitting out hardcore facts and figures. I'm giving my opinion on things that are happening in social media, in pop culture, in the blogs, in the news, all that type of stuff. All right. So if you enjoy that type of content, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video, and then leave your comments down below. We got 5 topics to get into, so let's go ahead and get started, y'all. All right. So let's start with Teyana Taylor. So, Tiana Taylor has been ordered to pay her ex-husband, Iman Shumpert, $70,000. Sheesh! After she was found in contempt of court in their ongoing divorce battle. So, remember back in the gap, okay, we found out back in the day that, and by back in the day, a couple months ago, but we found out that Tiana and Iman were getting a divorce. She wanted to keep it private. He did not. Things started to spill out. I believe that they were both hit with a gag order. I could be wrong, but I think they both were hit with a gag order to not talk about anything on social media. And Tiana said, I'm going to do what I want to do. All right. So the exes both attended a hearing on July 25th over their fight on who violated their 2024 divorce agreement. Okay. So according to US Weekly, the judge sided with Iman and said that Tiana has violated the terms of their divorce agreement, which include that they would not disclose any information about the judgment when she posted an Instagram video in March discussing the divorce. So the divorce came and went. Remember, he lost hugely. Okay? Tiana came out the winner, both in life and, financially wise, and she started talking about it. So, as for Tiana's accusation that Iman leaked information about their divorce judgment to the press, the judge ruled that Tiana, did not provide sufficient evidence to prove this claim. Tiana also refused to answer questions from Iman, inquiring about her assets and her income, further stating that such information was completely irrelevant to any issue. Because why do you need to know about her money? Y'all ain't married no more, nigga. What the fuck do you care? No. So the court ordered that Tiana pay Iman $70,000 for legal fees and denied her request for Iman to pay her legal fees. All right. It wasn't a total loss for Tiana. The judge denied Iman's request that Tiana be found in contempt for allegedly violating their parenting plan. I didn't see any information about that. I did a little bit of digging, not a lot, but the little bit of digging that I did do, I didn't see anything detailing that. So I don't know what's going on with that part. But reps for Tiana and Iman did not immediately respond for comment. Of course they didn't, because this is messy, okay? So remember, they divorced secretly, or filed for divorce secretly, January of 2023, where Tiana is the one that filed, and she accused Iman of being a jealous, emotional abuser who was insecure about her fame in court, or in court documents, excuse me. So even though Iman was a basketballer, Okay, had his own level of celebrity. He was acting on The Shy. He was acting in a couple other things. He was still jealous of his wife, who we have known, who the world has known since Tiana was 16 on My Super Sweet 16. I guess. So she alleged that Iman was treating her cruelly and displaying extreme narcissistic behavior throughout majority of their marriage. Iman, of course, denied that claim in his own court filing and requested that the cruel treatment Taylor listed as the reason for their divorce be changed to irretrievable broken bond. He don't want to be labeled as an abuser. Makes sense, all right? So he also argued that Tiana did not prove that he treated her any kind of way, and that he made her feel unsafe throughout the duration of their marriage. We know that Tiana is now with Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa, okay? So I don't know what Iman is doing. But Tiana, be quiet. Don't give him back any of the money that you won in the divorce settlement initially. You know what I'm saying, girl? Go be happy and beautiful and rich and all that type of stuff over with Aaron Pierre. That's Mufasa, okay? Sean Kingston, Lord have mercy. When I tell you, I feel like we have been hearing about this for a while. Sean Kingston was finally sentenced on Friday to 3.5 years in prison after being convicted of a $1 million fraud scheme in South Florida. So Sean Kingston, whose real name is Keyshawn Paul Anderson, and his mother Janice Eleanor Turner were both convicted by a federal jury in March of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and 4 counts of wire fraud. Okay, U.S. Judge David Leibowitz sentenced his mother last month to 5 years in prison. Child, not both y'all asses in jail. Who's gonna go now? Y'all can't even see each other for real, for real. Jesus. So the same judge that sentenced his mother sentenced him, and he was taken into custody immediately. Okay. Leibowitz also ordered that a restitution hearing should be held within 90 days. Sean Kingston's sentence is to be followed by 3 years of supervised release. So, according to the court records, Sean Kingston used social media from April 2023 to March 2024 to arrange purchases of high-end merchandise. After negotiating these deals, Sean Kingston would invite the sellers to one of his Florida homes and promised to feature them and their products on social media. Investigators said that when it came time to pay these people, Sean Kingston and his mother would text the victim fake wire receipts for the merchandise, which included, okay, get this, y'all, a bulletproof Escalade, watches, a 19-foot LED TV. Like, let's be for real here. Let's be for real. You're buying an Escalade from somebody, an Escalade, and you're sending them a fake receipt. Like, come on. Why wouldn't you think you would be like get caught for that? Jesus. Like, we got to use the thinker up here. My God. So, investigators said, look, when the money never cleared, victims would contact, Sean Kingston and his mother, but they were never paid, or they received money only after filing lawsuits. Because I should never have to call the police on you, call the law for you to give me the money you owe me. That's crazy. Sit your ass in jail and think about what the fuck you been doing. You and your mama, like, y'all are too old for that. My God. Gladys Knight. This has been a mess. And I feel like now I don't know who to believe. I don't know which way to turn. I am very conflicted about this, okay? But Gladys Knight came out and is now assuring her fans that, look, I'm healthy and I'm happy after her son has publicly accused her husband of mental and financial elder abuse. He also lodged a complaint with authorities in North Carolina over her care, all right? Gladys Knight, who is the 81-year-old legend, right? We all know who Gladys is. I love Gladys Knight down. Midnight Train in Georgia. Because, I mean, it makes me question, like, you about to just give up your life. But, hey, back in the day. But, like, we all know who Gladys is, right? We love Gladys. Gladys is currently on tour with, what's that tour called? The Queen's Tour. It's Shaka. I hope Shaka is staying sober and ready to perform. Because I have not forgotten, Shaka, how you behaved on your verses. Okay? But it's Shaka, Patti LaBelle, Stephanie Mills, an interesting mix. Interesting mix of artists. But the four of those ladies are on tour. They have 11 shows scheduled from September through December. Okay. So the tour is going on. They got 11 more shows left to go. Cool. So, according to her son, Shanga Hankerson, remember, he is, what's his daddy name? Barry Hankerson, the music executive, that's his daddy, okay? So he reached out to People magazine and is claiming that his mother's busy touring schedule was detrimental to her health and came largely at the behest of her husband, William McDowell. Now, here's the thing. We know about Shanga. Shanga is the one that ruined Gladys Knight chicken and waffles. Okay, so when it comes to shit like that, we already side eyeing you because, baby, what's it to you, Shanga? Like, I don't like when stuff like this happens to our legends. I shouldn't know what Gladys got going on in her household. I shouldn't know that I shouldn't know any of this, okay? So, in a statement with People magazine, Gladys said, hold the fuck up, okay? Gladys said, look, I'm enjoying my time hanging with Patti and Stephanie and Shaka. We having a time, okay? This is Shaka's statement. No, this is Gladys' statement. I'm sorry that my health and performances have been misrepresented. I want my fans and those concerned to rest assured I am doing very well for someone that has been on stage for 3/4 of a century. Clock it. I have been on stage for 75 years. 75 years of experience all up and through. That means since I was the tender age of 6, I've been on stage. She then goes on to say, I'm healthy and happy and visiting friends and family these last few months. I'm excited to get back on the road with my sisters and on stage with the Queen's Tour. See you soon. Now, I'm going to pause for the cause right there. Was this a written statement or did Shaka herself call the people at People magazine? That would be my only concern, right? Because I feel like whenever we have these issues or we have these situations where somebody's child or a friend or somebody is alleging that, hey, so and so is being abused, and he's not saying physically, right? Mentally and financially. And then a statement comes out, I'm good. Don't worry about me. I'm good. I like to. Didn't this happen with John Amos? Right? Remember that there were like his daughter, it was either one of his children was like, my dad needs help and blah, 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 and all this other type of stuff. And then the statement would come out, and then something else would happen, and then the statement would come out, but nobody had seen John Amos actually like speak himself. Now, yes, we can see Gladys, right? We see Gladys on tour. You can go to the tour and see Gladys is, performing. Where have y'all been? Is she doing okay? Like, I want to go to the tour. I don't think they're coming to Milwaukee, but I would like to go see the tour. But I would like to know, is Gladys, did she verbally say this, or is this a typed statement that was just sent to people? That would be my pause, right? Meanwhile, her son said no. No, my mama has not told me, okay, that she has a desire to stop performing. However, I believe she's just going through the motions. He believes that she's on cruise control and has in recent years struggled with her memory, citing an instance this past New Year's Eve in which Gladys Knight allegedly did not know who he was for 45 minutes. Okay. He previously told the Shade Room He previously told the Shade Room about another instance last year in which Gladys Knight allegedly wandered from the hotel they were staying in and ended up across town. We got to pause here now. So in this time, this 45 minutes and I'm not saying it did not happen, right? I have seen people that have had dementia and they do wander. They get their asses out the house and you don't know where they are. They can't verbally, express to anyone who they are or where they are. Like I've seen it. I've helped a friend look for her grandmother that wandered out the house, right? It's stressful for everybody. Y'all watching This Is Us? Remember on This Is Us, Rebecca wandered her ass out and we didn't know where the fuck Rebecca was because she was across town at a restaurant. You know what I mean? Like, this happens. But somebody of Gladys Knight's stature, this is Gladys Knight, right? So in this 45 minutes, nobody said, yo, that look like Gladys. Gladys! And she didn't know who you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I don't know what to make of this story. Okay? But according to Shanga, this is what happened. He then goes on to say that I did my best to give her husband the space to play the role of a husband and do what is in my mom's best interest. And he feels that her husband has not done that. He wants to know, why is she working? Why is she in a situation where she's being made to believe she has to work like this? That's my issue with it. He alleges that Gladys's husband, McDowell, has been mentally and financially abusive to his mother. Shanga, I mean, weren't you financially abusive when you ruined the restaurant? When you ruined the business? But okay, now Hankerson, Shanga's 49 years old. He has filed an official formal complaint with the Department of Human Services in Buncombe County in North Carolina early this month and said that workers showed up to Gladys Knight's home the next day for an assessment. The case is clearly ongoing, and the spokesman for the department did not immediately respond. So in another statement shared with People magazine, Gladys Knight's publicist, Laura Hurlovich, said that Gladys Knight and her team are greatly saddened by Shanga's unfounded allegations. So now I'm confused. The statement earlier, did that come from you, Gladys? Or is that something that your people put out? So both Gladys and her team issued a statement? That seems odd to me. To me, that seems a little odd, okay? They said that Gladys has not been on tour since June 1st and cannot wait to begin touring again in September. At this time, our lawyers have no choice but to explore all legal remedies due to Shanga's defamatory comments. So now Gladys's team wants to sue her son for defamation. Shanga said, hold on, but there's more. Shanga said, look, the statement is inaccurate, and he alleges that he has been purposefully kept in the position of having minimal access to his mother, and he is maintaining that her deterioration has occurred over a period of years and is very evident. When was Versus? That was during Covisha. So 2020, Patty and Gladys did their verses. Now, he's saying that this has been over a period of years. Gladys seemed fine at that time. She knew all her words. Patty's ass didn't know the words to her song, but Gladys seemed okay. Like, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Shanga also went on to say, look, they can say what they want. If her health has been misrepresented, then supply evidence of reliable and verifiable expert medical opinion that will stake their practice and their reputation on the claim to the contrary. Okay, now, as we recall, like I mentioned earlier, Gladys had a lawsuit out against her son where she won in 2017, where he was ordered to stop using her name, likeness, and memorabilia in connection with Gladys Knight's Chicken and Waffles. Remember, he ran that shit to the ground. He was sentenced to 2 years in jail because remember, he wasn't paying the people. He wasn't paying the payroll taxes. I don't know. Now, according to this article, he is a registered behavioral therapist. So maybe he knows something that we don't. You know what I'm saying? We don't see Gladys on the daily, but this is interesting. But he is alleging that this has nothing to do with money for him. He just wants his mom to stop working. So that statement is weird in itself. It's not that you want your mom to get better. You want your mom to have proper care. I just want you to stop working. Like, you see, words mean things, okay? Let's talk about the Frost family. I'm going to talk about this very high level. There are a lot of moving parts. I feel like every day more and more things come out, and I want to be very sensitive about this because somebody did unfortunately lose their life, okay? Rapper T Hood was unalived at his Georgia residence on Friday, August 8th, with the cops now naming the son of, they're calling them the Love and Hip Hop's Atlanta stars, Kirk and Rashida Frost, as the prime suspects. So, from what I can ascertain from social media, what's her name? Kylie? Is her name Kylie? What's Kirk and Rashida's daughter? Is it just Kai? What's the daughter's name? It's not Kylie. Hold on, because the son is Kai. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Because I feel like the daughter, I feel like they don't have her name. Kelsey. So, Kelsey was dating T Hood, all right? Apparently, there was some sort of argument, scuffle between the two of them. She did what any girl with an older brother would do, called her brother. I have an older brother. If a nigga's beating on me, if a nigga's putting his hands on me, going upside my head, talking to me crazy, I'm going to call my brother's ass too. I'm going to call my older cousins. I'm going to call my father. You know what I mean? So, somehow, Kai gets over to the house. Things happen. Somebody ends up unalived, okay? Now, according to this article, an incident report from T Hood's death obtained by TMZ indicates that 24-year-old Kai Frost is suspected of unaliving him, according to the Gwinnett County Police Department. T Hood's mother also told the outlet that the killer was the son of Rashida and Kirk. Now, there has been so much shit going on with this. I'm gonna stick to the article because I don't know what's true and what's not on social media. Social media, y'all were saying that Kirk and Rashida were driving the getaway car up the street. So I'm gonna keep it to this, okay? So T Hood was dating Kirk and Rashida's daughter, Kelsey, who is 30 years old. The couple got into a domestic dispute at T Hood's home the same day that he was unalived. Kelsey, however, is saying that I don't even have time to grieve or say my respects in the right manner because I am defending myself being attacked by people who are creating weird and sick rumors. Okay. According to officers, they arrived at T Hood's home. He was born Tevin Hood. Okay. They arrived at his home Friday to find him shot. He was transported to a local hospital, but later succumbed to his injuries. One unnamed person was detained in connection with the shooting and has been interviewed by the police. Official charges have yet to be announced. T Hood was best known for his high energy, trunk rattling tracks like Ready to Go, Big Booty, and Percolator. Now, Kirk and Rashida, to my understanding, have not said anything. Kelsey has not said that it was not her brother. But I feel like if you're a person of interest, it's some shit going on. Some other articles that I read did say that Kelsey called T Hood's mother to let her know what had happened. There are articles that have been saying that Kelsey did not call Kai, but Kai just came over. I have seen videos. There were videos circulating this morning where T Hood is going upside Kelsey's head. It's unfortunate for everybody involved. I just yikes. Yikes. It's unfortunate. Y'all think this would be represented on Love and Marriage Huntsville? Lord. On Love and Hip Hop Atlanta? I don't know. This is interesting. Yeah. I think there are some other people doing more in-depth analysis on this. I know Scotty by Nature TV. Shout out to Scotty. Scotty did a video on it, and I'm fairly certain that Jamie That's Me did one too. So if you guys are looking for more details, like go check out their channel. So last but not least, Wendy Williams. We love Wendy, right? We love Wendy for what she was. Okay? Wendy was the voice for a lot of people when she had her show. And we have seen that Wendy has not been right for quite some time, right? I think what's happening is so many people are holding on to the Wendy that she once was. And I really, really think that we need to let that go and just wish her the best. Okay? Because I think that the fanfare and social media and all that stuff, I think it's getting to Wendy and getting to her in a way where she believes that she is probably better than she's doing, right? So, former talk show host Wendy Williams has been fighting for her freedom since her court-ordered legal guardianship began in 2022. We know this. We've seen the documentaries. Wendy is not well. Yes, there are glimmers where we see Wendy and it's like, damn, that's the old Wendy. Wendy's not well though, guys. She's not. Unfortunately, she's not getting that freedom anytime soon. So the media mogul recently had another medical exam to determine her neurological condition and her ability to manage her own affairs. These tests included a significant number of tests, both medical and neuropsychological, and different scans, including brain imaging, according to legal documents that were obtained by People magazine. The results upheld Williams' frontotemporal dementia, FTD, and her aphasia diagnosis. The 61-year-old was initially diagnosed with the condition in 2023. Aphasia is no joke. Look at Bruce Willis. Bruce doesn't even. I'm not gonna talk. Aphasia's a bitch. Okay. I know somebody that had to watch a grandparent go through aphasia. It's no joke. It's no joke. Aphasia, to me, my opinion, I'm not a doctor, obviously. My opinion is aphasia is worse than dementia. Okay. So, amidst Wendy's diagnosis being upheld, an attorney for the talk show host guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, has requested the court extend the guardianship for 3 months, making the end date November 5th. Okay. The attorney also added the complications have arisen due to various parties, including counsel for Wendy Williams, including counsel for her ex-husband, y'all know that nigga, have indicated their intention to challenge both the guardianship itself as well as Miss Morrissey's status as guardian. Here's the thing. Do I think that Wendy needs to be under some type of guardianship or conservatorship? Yes. Do I think it should be this bitch that's doing it now? No. For whatever reason, this woman wants to lock Wendy in a room and force her to do nothing. And force her to do nothing. And I think that is more detrimental than anything else. If Wendy needs to be under a conservatorship or under a guardianship of some sort, why can't it be a family member? Isn't her niece, is it her niece or her cousin? There's somebody that has like been trying to get control of this, that Wendy trusts, that Wendy likes, that Wendy feels safe with. Why can't that person do it? Why does it have to be this random ass woman that kept telling us that Wendy was incapacitated in the first place? I don't understand that. So we know that at the end of March, Wendy was removed from her assisted living facility in New York and was taken to the hospital by the New York Police Department. The following day, remember, Wendy called into Good Day New York and told them that she passed the test with flying colors. And we are now to see that that's not true. That's not true. So her caretaker at the time told Good Day New York that Wendy had those tests and she is deemed that she is not incapacitated. So I don't know what is happening. But later in November, Morrissey, the same heifer, is claiming that Wendy is. So somebody's lying about the test results. We don't know who, but somebody is lying about these test results, okay? So fast forward to January of this year, Wendy touched the hearts of fans when she opened up about the prison-like conditions of her conservatorship. And when Wendy was telling us how it was, we all felt bad. Right? And in this particular interview, Wendy did sound like herself, but Wendy also started to talk in circles. Right? She sounded healthy, sure. She sounded strong, but you can tell that something is not right. So in that statement, in that phone interview, Wendy said, "I am not cognitively impaired, but I feel like I am in prison. I feel like I'm in prison." She was telling the Breakfast Club. She said she's isolated. And that's just not my cup of tea. So in the midst of Wendy's trials and tribulations in June, she had to deal with that fuck nigga Kevin Hunter filing a $250 million lawsuit against Morrissey. And it's really just because he wants to get some money because Kevin Hunter's ass is broke. Kevin's broke. So that's why Kevin wants to get her out of the conservatorship because he wants to try to get some access to some of that money. This is sad. I wish the best for Wendy. I want people, leave her the fuck alone. Give her a conservator that she trusts. Give her a guardian that she honestly feels safe with. That's it. Let me know what you guys thought about all 5 of these topics. Leave your comments, your theories, your opinions down below. Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.